Good morning and welcome to our Food for Thought segment for sports betting picks and analysis. This is for Tuesday, January the 21st. My name is Abby. I'll be here this morning to give you breakdown and an analysis for the NBA slate, the National Basketball Association slate, the NBA, and for the NHL, National Hockey League. All right, so we're going to first start off with the NBA. NBA game we're going to start off with, it will be New York Knicks at Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Nets. This will be the Battle of New York. So if you're wondering what we're using to look at the lines and the totals and the injury report, oddslogic.com gives you all the latest update on everything, all the games, current games for all the leagues, the professional leagues. So this is what we're using for all the latest injury reports, line movements, total movements, over-unders. This is what we're using here. He was curious. That's what we're using. So we're going to start off with the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. This game is in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Knicks are at -10, opening up at -10. Total 222. Right now we're looking at 11.5. Total is 218.5. So we're going to go to the injury reports, starting off with the Brooklyn Nets. We'll be checking their latest injuries. So on the Brooklyn side, we have D'Angelo Russell. So he's in an injury management injury. May or may not play today. We'll see. It's up in the air, 50-50. Ben Simmons had an illness. He's upgraded to probable. He will play tonight. Cam Thomas out indefinitely with a hamstring. Trendon Watford out indefinitely. Bojan Bogdanovic, foot injury, is out indefinitely. Now for the New York side, for the Knicks, the New York Knicks, their situation is, we're going to look at that now. One moment. Just bear with me here. The Knicks. Mitchell Robinson, the only Knick unavailable with a knee injury. So we'll look at this matchup in greater detail with the Knicks. This one here, head-to-head last 10 games. 8-2 Knicks have the advantage. 5-4-1 against the spread last 10. 5-5 over under. They have played 2 times already last year. Both games in Madison Square Garden. First game November 15th in New York. The total was 214. Knicks were favored by 8.5. Brooklyn covered the 8.5. But the Knicks won 124-122. Second game, November 17th in Madison Square Garden. Total was 222. This game here, and the spread was -10 in New York. Knicks covered the spread. They won 114-104, but it went under the total, 222.5. The current form and standing for both teams, starting with the Knicks against other opposition. 4-6 last 10 games, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5 over under. Brooklyn, 2-8 the last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5 to the over under. Knicks played yesterday, lost to Atlanta. They've been flip-flopping wins and losses. Last 5. 3-2 to the over. Brooklyn have lost 3 in a row. Last 5, 1-4. For the over-under, they are 3-2 to the over. Again, the only way I can look is to the over. I lean over in this game. Over the let's get the current number. It's 2 218 and a half, 219 and a half. I lean to the over. I lean over here. Over 219 and a half. I would lean that way. That's my play on that game. Now, in terms of the props, this game, let's see. This is a back-to-back. Let's see here. What good props can you find on a back-to-back? I'm not sure if Cat's gonna play on a back-to-back. Who knows? You never know. If D'Lo plays, I would take D'Angelo Russell for over 6.5 assists if he plays. I would take him for that. He's very good on that. 3-point shooting, over 1.5 threes. He's hit this number twice. He missed the last game, but he may play tonight. If he does play, I would take that. And I would look at his assists, clearing number 6.5. He's gone over this number 3 the last 5 times. So I would look at both of those areas, rebounding as well. For D'Lo, it would be assist and rebounds. Assist and rebounds, I would look at that. Assist and rebounds, if he does play, it's 9.5. He's cleared this number 3 the last 5 times. So I look at assist and rebounds for D'Lo. On the New York side, let's see. I'd look at Mikal Bridges and assists. He had the clear number is 2.5. He's cleared this number 3 the last 5 times. So let's see. I would look at assists and rebounds for Mikal Bridges. He had 5.5. The clear number is 5.5. He's gone over this number 2 the last 5 times. He came close yesterday against Atlanta. He missed it by a point. So I would definitely I would go back to assists and rebounds for Mikal Bridges. That's another look for that game. The others, I'm not sure. I don't know if Cat's going to play today or if he might sit out because it's a back-to-back. He's scheduled to play, but you never know. Those are probably the two safest props I would play. The ones I just mentioned to you. D'Angelo Russell prop and a Mikal Bridges prop. Those are the safest props to play for this game. The next game I'm looking at here, Portland, Miami. This one here, Miami opened up as an 11-point favorite, total 220. Right now, the total is 222. 222. And the total is, and the spread is at 11.5. So we look at the injury reports for both teams, Miami and Portland. First, a check on the Miami Heat. Look at their situation. Miami, Josh Richardson, Healy's out. Drew Smith, Achilles heel out as well. On the Portland side, Robert Williams, he's 50-50 to play tonight. Anthony Simons has an elbow injury, but he's questionable to play tonight. Donovan Clingan, ankle injury, is out. Matisse Thybulle, out indefinitely. Let's see here. So Robert Williams is questionable to play. He's questionable, so it's 50-50. We'll see. Simon's 50-50 as well. So looking at this matchup here, in depth. Last 10 meetings, 6-4, 7-3 Miami, 3-7 against the spread, 3-7 against the spread Miami, 4-6 to the under. These two teams played about a week ago, January 11th in Portland. Miami was a 5-point favorite. The total is 221. Went under the total. And yeah, it was under the total, and Miami won 119-98. This game, Portland's last 10 games against other opposition, 3-7 against the spread. 3-7 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Miami last 10, 4-6, 3-7 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Portland ended a 5-game losing streak. They beat Chicago in a comeback win. So they're basically 1-5 last 6 games. Over under 3-3. 3-3 in the last 6 for the over under. Portland playing pretty hard on the road. They've covered four straight road games. They're playing pretty hard. Miami 11.5-point favorites. Miami's won. They're 3-3 last 6, and they've gone 3-3 to the over/under. Miami. I would lean to the over in this game. I like the over the total, and I like Miami here to cover the points. I lean to Miami and the 11. I think they cover this. I lean more to the over in this game. Lean a bit more to the over. But I wouldn't talk you off Miami covering the 11.5 either. In terms of the player props, let's see. Player props, Tyler Hero. Yes, clearing number 21.5. He cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. Yesterday, when the Heat played, when the Heat played on Sunday, they played Sunday, excuse me, and they played on Sunday, he only had 18 points, so he didn't clear yet. He missed it by a bit. Assists, clearing number 4.5. He's cleared this number 3 the last 5 times. Last game he cleared, he got 7 assists last game. So I would look at points and assists altogether for Tyler Hero. The number 27.5. He's cleared this number 3 the last 5 times. So I'll definitely go back to that again. I know Jimmy Butler's back in the lineup, but I would still take the over points and assists with Tyler Hero. I would go with that. Jimmy Butler, nothing really for his points, rebounds, and assists. I don't see anything here. Remember, he's on the trading block, so I'm not going to play any props for him. Anthony Simons, he's questionable. If he does play, I would lean to assists over 4.5. He's hit it only once, but I would still go back to it just in case he does play. Rebounds, 2.5 rebounds for Simons. He's cleared this number 2 the last 5 times. I go back to that again. So for Anthony Simons, I would look at points and rebounds just in case. He's at 20.5. I think he gets over that number. He's capable of doing it. He's only done it once, I understand. He missed the last game he missed, and he missed the last game, and then he had 17 points, rebounds, 17. But I'd still go back to it. I think he's showing signs of improvement, even though he missed the last game. I would still go back to it. For any other props, nothing on Portland. Miami, let's see. I I look at Terry Rozier for assists, 2.5 assists. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times for Terry Rozier. Rebounds over clearing number 3.5. He's gone over this number 3 of the last 5 times, including the last 2 games. So I would go with the. I would take assists and rebounds for Terry Rozier. It's 6.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 meetings. The last 2 times he's cleared it, I go back to assists and rebounds for Terry Rozier. That's a good one, actually. That's a solid one. So that's it for the props, and that's it for that game. Portland, Miami. Next game, Orlando and Toronto. Opening number 2.5 Orlando. Total 215.5. Right now we're seeing it all the way down to. We're seeing some twos. Twos are starting to pop up now. Twos are coming across the board. Total is 214. Injury reports. We're going to look here. First, we'll be checking out the Orlando side for the injuries. The Wagner brothers are still out. Let me just check. Oh, sorry, Wagner. The Wagner brothers are out. Montez and Franz, they're out for the season. Gary Harris is ruled out for tonight. Goda Bizdik is out. Jalen Suggs' back is out. So, Magic are injury riddled, to say the least. Toronto. Emmanuel Quickly out for tonight's game. Ochai Abaji ruled out. So both those guys are out. Let's see here. Orlando, Toronto. So look at the last 10 here in this game. 7-3 to the 7-3. Last 10 games, 7-3 against the spread. Orlando, 3-7 to the under. They did play about 2 weeks ago, January 3rd, in Toronto. Orlando was a -2, 2-point favorite. It was under 214.5 this game. The total was 214 and went under. Magic won 106.97. They covered in Toronto. And they favored by 2 again. Orlando last 10, 3-7 against other opposition, 4-6 against the spread, 3-7 to the under. Toronto, 3-7 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5 over under. Toronto, 3-2, 2-3 last 5, 3-2 to the over. Orlando last 5, 1-4 last 5. And three and 2 to the over. I would take Orlando. We're seeing the lines go up to 2. I would take Orlando in this game. Orlando on the money line. I know they're short-handed, but I'd still lean to the Magic here. It's just a lean. This is just a lean for me. I think Orlando's capable of being this Toronto team. I know, like I said, Orlando's short-handed, but I think they have the edge here at Orlando. Even with all the injuries, I still believe that they can pull. They may be able to pull this out. It's just a lean, and I'm going on a hunch as well too. A gut feeling, and a lean. As for the total, let's see here. I'm gonna take a good look at this one. This game here for the total. I would lean to the under 214. I like the under here. I lean to the under again. Under 214, I lean to Orlando. That's my place for that. Um, as for the props in this game, yeah, the props in this game. Paulo Banchero, he's gonna have a lot of. He has a major influence on this game. I would go to points and assists, 29 and a half. He's cleared this number. That's a clearing number, and he's cleared this number once in the last 5 games. But I look for him to have a big game against Toronto. Um, he's come close the last couple games, but I think he hits it against Toronto here. He's a very good player. He usually plays well against Toronto. So that's the prop I go at, points and assists. Over 29 and a half. Like I said, he'll be having the ball in his hands like 80 to 90% of the time as a facilitator and as a scorer. So I see him getting a bulk of the, I can see him clearing this number. RJ Barrett for Toronto. Let's see. Assists, clearing number. The clearing number is 4.5 for RJ Barrett. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. That's for the assists. Yeah, so I look at it. I would look at the assists for RJ Barrett. Scotty Barnes. Rebounds. The rebound man. So clearing number for him is 7.5. He's cleared this number 4 of the last 5 times. So I like Scotty Barnes in his rebounds. I would look at the assist and rebounds as well. It's 14.5. He's cleared this number twice. Now he's come close a few times the last couple of games. He missed it by a point or two. I would still go back to that. That's another option. Assist and rebounds. I would definitely go back to that. At some point he's going to hit it. And I think it's in this game as well. He has opportunity. So I definitely go back to that. Let's see here. Grady Dick, over 1.5 3-pointers. I like that option. He's hit it 3 of the last 5 times. Yeah, 3-point shooting for Grady Dick. I do the 1.5. That's the best option for that. That's his best prop. Jacob Podol, rebounds over 10.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. I think he clears it again tonight. Remember, the Wagner brothers are not there, so this is an opportunity for him to make hay and shine and come through. I would even take Podol for points and rebounds. Points and rebounds is good here. It's 23.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. He came close last game. He missed it by about 2 points. I'd go back to the points and rebounds. This is a good one for Jacob Podol. I like that one there. That's it for that game. Next game we're going to look at Philadelphia at Denver. This one opened up at 13.5. Denver, total 227.5. Right now we're looking at 230, and it's 230, and the line is still at 13.5. It hasn't really moved. It's still at 13.5. 230 is the total. Regarding the injury report, for Philadelphia, we're going to look here. Cabe Martin, groin injury, ruled out today. Andre Drummond, questionable with a toe injury. Gershon Yabusho, has a knee, questionable to play tonight. Paul George, groin injury, questionable to play. Jared McCain out. Joel Embiid out. Kyle Lowry out. On the Denver Nuggets side, only player is Vitalko Kankar. We look at the series matchup between these two teams. Last 10 games between these two teams. 6-4 Denver, 7-3 against the spread Philadelphia, 4-6 to the under. This is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. Philadelphia last 10 against other opposition, 2-8. Last 10, 1-9 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Philly has lost 6 straight games. And they've gone 4-2 to the over. Denver, 7-3 against the spread, 7-3 against the spread, 7-3 in the last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. Denver's been playing well. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and they're doing it with defense. So they're basically 2-3 to the under, doing it with defense. I'm going to take the under in this game. I like the under 230. I think their defensive play continues. They've been playing very well on defense. I think that continues tonight against Philadelphia. So I like the under 230. So definitely going to take Denver here, under 230. I like that angle. I think that defense will slow down Philadelphia. It'll slow them down a little bit here. So I like the 230 angle, under 230 and a half. As for the side, no play on the side. I just like the total under 230. Let's take another look at this. Yeah, under 230. As for the props for this game, let's see. Okay, so we see here it's Tyrese Maxey. I go with the rebounding. Rebounding for Maxey, clearing number is 3.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 games. Last game he cleared it. I gotta go with Yeah, I would go with the best play for Maxey is the rebounding over 3.5. That's it for Maxey. I don't see anything else. If Paul George does play, I would take his I'd take his 3-point shooting over 2.5 threes. He's hit it 2 in the last 5 games. He's missed 2 games in a row. We're not sure if he's going to play tonight, but if he does play, over 2.5 threes for Paul George, I'll definitely look at that. Rebounds over 5.5 as well. Definitely would take those 2. The Joker. Assists over 9.5 assists. He's cleared that number 3 the last 5 times. I would go with points and assists for the Joker. I would actually, let me double check this. I would do assists and rebounds. I would look at that. The clear number is 22.5. He's hit this number 3 of the last 5 times. So there's more consistency in this area. He cleared it last game as well, too, against Orlando. in the last game. So I think he can do it again. He's more consistent with the assists and rebounds in this area. So we're going to look at, let's see. We'll look at Aaron Gordon. Points, 10.5 is the clearing number. He's hit this number 2 of the last 5 times. He came close the other game against Orlando. He had 9. His clearing number was 9.5. He missed it by a point. I think he can get it here. Aaron Gordon is capable of getting over the 10.5. To me, it's a low number. I know he didn't hit the 9.5 the last time. He missed it by a point. I still feel it's a low number, and I would go after this one. Aaron Gordon over 10.5 points. I think he can hit this one here. Yeah, I would go for that. That's the best one for Aaron Gordon. So that's it for the props in that game. Next game, Washington at the Lakers. Spread opened up at 14.5, total 231.5. Right now it is 229, 13.5. That's a consensus. We're seeing some 228s as well, but it's mainly 229s. Injury report for we'll check the Lakers first. For the Lakers, Anthony Davis, foot, questionable for tonight. Christian Wood, knee injury, out. Jared Vanderbilt, out with a foot injury. Washington, Malcolm Brogdon, out. Foot injury, questionable for tonight. Marvin Bagley III, knee injury, is out. Sadiq Bey is out, knee injury. So Washington and the Lakers. We look at this matchup here, last 10 games. 7-3 Lakers, last 10, 6-4 against the spread. Washington, 6-3-1 to the over. First meeting between these two teams. Washington against other opposition, 0-10 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Lakers last 10, 5-5, and then 5-5 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Lakers 2-3 last 5 games. And let's see. Three and 2 to the over. That's the Lakers. Washington. Lost 10 straight games. Again, 6-4 to the over on this 10-game losing streak. They did cover the last 3 games until Sacramento, so they are playing a little bit hard. Now this game, this is a sandwich spot for the Lakers because they do have Boston coming up on Thursday. That might be a TNT game, so this might be a look-ahead spot for the Lakers and a sandwich spot for the Lakers. So I like Washington here in this spot because it's situational and a sandwich spot. I like him here at the number of 13.5. I like the Washington. It's one of my. I lean here. It's a 90% chance this will make my board. I might bet this one tonight. 90% chance. I like it a lot here. And I like the. I lean to the. Let me look at this again. Hold on. I'm looking at the total. Let me take a look at this. Lean to the under in this game, under the 228.5. I lean there. That's just a lean, but I lean towards Washington more than the 13.5. Like I said, might make my card tonight. Might be taking that. Good chance. We'll see. Now regarding the props, player props for this game. Player props. AD. Hmm. Hmm. The best thing for AD I would look at is I would take the assists. I look at his assists over 3.5. Probably look at assists and rebounds. I'd say assists and rebounds. Yeah, assists and rebounds is the best option. I like him here. The clear number is 16.5 assists and rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. He didn't clear it last game, but I expect him to clear it tonight against Washington. They don't play any against one of the worst teams in basketball. You should clear it. Assist and rebound, 16.5. So I like AD here in this spot for a prop. LeBron James, I'd look at over 8.5 assists. I like that. I like that angle as well. He's cleared this number all 5. Actually, 2 of the last 5 times. 3-point shooting, I like this one here as well. Over 1.5 threes. I like this. He's hit this number 2 of the last 5 times. I like this one here. So assists and 3-point shooting for LeBron James. Like those ones. Washington, of course. Gotta look at Jordan Poole. Rebounding over 2.5 rebounds. He's cleared this number 3 in the last 5 games. So I look at assists and rebounds. Assists and rebounds. The clear number 7.5. He's cleared this number 3 of the last 5 times. So he's more consistent there. Those are all the props I have for the NBA and for all the games. So we're finished with the NBA. Those are my takes and my analysis and leans for that. So we're going to turn our attention now to the National Hockey League, the NHL. We'll go here to hockey. First game up we were looking at Tampa Bay Montreal. Total 6 goal. Total 6. Tampa Bay favored in Montreal. Last 10 matchups: 7-3 Tampa Bay, 7-2-1 to the over. They did play last year, December, in Tampa Bay. The total is 6.5. It went over the total, and Montreal won in Tampa Bay. So now this game's in Montreal. Head-to-head, these two teams here, 5-4-1 last 10, 4-5-1 to the under. Montreal, 7-2 last 10, 4-5-1 to the under. I'm going to take. I like Tampa Bay plus the puck line plus 1.5 goals. I like Tampa Bay. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the game, but I do like Tampa Bay here, and the puck line. Let me look at this closer. Let me see something here. Let's look into this further. Now the line's gone up to 6.5. It has gone up to 6.5 in this game. 6.5 is the line. So I'm gonna look into this. I'll look into this right now and see, because it is 6.5. It opened up at 6 now, 6.5. Actually, Tampa Bay's favored in this game, right? They're favored. You know what? I'm going to take Tampa Bay to win this game. Tampa Bay has won in Montreal before, so I lean Tampa Bay to win this game. They have won in Montreal. This is nothing new to them. Um, it seems like this series, the opposing team, the road team wins on the home team's ice. This is what it seems like. So to me, I got to take Tampa Bay here. Um, I know they lost in Toronto. They've lost their last two road games, but I think they win this. I think they win this game here. I think they're gonna win it. I gotta take Tampa Bay here to win. I lean that way to lean, and for the total, I lean under, but I lean stronger to the Tampa Bay side on this game. Yeah, I like that. Montreal, they just 2 nights ago they had to go to overtime against the Rangers. They lost home to Toronto. They're vulnerable to lose at home, in my opinion. They have some vulnerability, so I got to take Tampa Bay here. I got to lean to the Lightning here in this situation. Next game, Detroit at Philadelphia. Total open up at 6. Philadelphia is favored. Right now, let's see. Let me just check something here on this game. One moment, we're going to look into this further. It opened up at 6. It may have dropped to 5.5. We're gonna double check. Some books might have 5.5. We're gonna look into this further to see what the situation is. So it opened up at 6. Yeah, some books have dropped to 5.5, while others are still at 6. So if you like the under, try and take the 6. If you like the over, try and get the 5.5 because they're running out. Some of them are turning into 6s soon. For this game, let's look at the last 10 matchups. Philadelphia's favored at home. 5-5 even, 3-6-1 to the under. They did play twice last year. December 12th in Philadelphia. It was under 6. The total was 6. It was under 6. Philadelphia won 4-1 at home. Second game was December 18th, a week later, in Detroit. Total was 6. Detroit won at home 6-4. We'll look at the last few games here. Detroit and Philadelphia. Detroit against other opposition 7-3. 7-2-1 last 10 games to the over. Detroit 2-3 last 5 games, and 3-1-1 to the over last 5. Philadelphia 5-3-1-1 last 10, 3-6-1 to the under. Flyers are 4-1 last 5 games, and 2-2-1 in the last 5. So in this spot here, I don't like to back teams coming. I know they won 2 straight, Philadelphia, but I don't like to back teams coming off a road trip. I don't like that. Detroit's in the middle of a road trip themselves. This is the last game of a road trip. They're 1-2 on the road, and like I said, 1-1-1. I'm gonna look at Detroit on the puck line. Detroit on the puck line. I like Detroit on the puck line here. The total, no play on the total. I like the puck line. I think this is going to be a close game. Because like I said, I don't like Philadelphia coming off a road trip. First game back off a road trip, so might be a little bit of rust. Although they've won 2 straight games, might be a little bit rusty here. So that's why I like Detroit to keep it very close. I would not be surprised if they won the game. Wouldn't be surprised, but I like Detroit plus the 1.5 goals. I like him here. I might make it my official play. I might just do that. We'll see. Next game, we're looking at Ottawa the Rangers. Total's 5.5. Rangers favored. It opened up at 5.5. Rangers favored. So we're seeing it's still at 5.5. Hasn't really moved. This game here, last 10 meetings, 7-3 Rangers, 3-6-1 to the under. They last played last year in November in New York. Rangers won 2-1. The total was 6.5. It went under the total. So I can see why it's gone under for this game. This series is 2 straight unders. Ottawa last 10 games, 5-3-2 to the over. I'm sorry, 5-3-2 last 10 record. 1-8-1 to the under. Rangers 6-1-3 last 10, 5-5 over under. So 3-2 last 5 games, and 2-3 to the under. That's the Rangers. Ottawa last 5, 4-1, and 1-4 to the under. So I definitely like the under this game. I like under 5.5 goals in this game. Ottawa and the New York Rangers, I like under the 5.5. I think this will be. This is trending. The patterns. The last 5 games, both teams are trending to the under. First game of the series was under. 2-1. So they usually play unders head to head. When they play their opposition, they are trending to the under. So everything correlates to the under 5.5 goals for me in this game. As for a winner in this game, no play on the side. I just like I would lean to the under in this game. Next game is Dallas at Carolina. Carolina opened up as a 5.5 point. 5.5 goals open up at. Dallas is favored. The total's gone up to 6 now. 6 goals. Look at the last 10 meetings. 5-5 even. 5-5 over under. They did play November 25th in Carolina. The total is 6.5, and it did go over 6-4 the first game. Now they're playing in Dallas. Carolina last 10 against other opposition. 6-3-1 last 10, 3-6-1 to the under. Carolina is starting off a two mini game road trip. They won the first game in Chicago yesterday. They played yesterday, and the total is 5.5, won 4-3. Right now, 3-2 the last 5, and 3-1 to the under. Chicago. As for Dallas, last 5 games, last 10 is 7-3, and then 2-7-1 to the under. 2-3 last 5 games, and 1-4 to the under. Carolina played last night too. They went over last night. Yeah, I know they went over last night, but I would lean to the under here, under 5.5 goals. I just feel Dallas' style of play, the way they're playing, they're not really putting up a lot of goals, really, per se. It's hit and miss. So that's why I would lean to the under here. Their style of play, and Carolina playing last night. Dallas, especially the last 5 games, they're playing defensive hockey. So their defensive style of hockey, and Carolina playing last night, Dallas rested. Dallas can wear them down, whereby it's more of a trap defensive style of play. So I lean to the under 5.5 goals. I lean that way. Next game, San Jose, Nashville. This one here, total is 6. It opened up 6. Actually 6.5. It opened up at 6.5. Nashville favored. Now it's come all the way down to 6. Last 10 meetings between these two teams. 10-0. Nashville's won 10 straight against San Jose. 3-5-2 to the under. San Jose 3-7 last 10. 2-8 to the under. So San Jose is on a 5-game road trip. This is the last game of the road trip. They're 1-3 on the road trip, and are 2-2 to the over/under on this road trip. Nashville, on the other hand, 5-5 last 10, 5-5 to the over/under. Nashville's won 3 straight games, and they've gone 2-1 to the over. So in this game here, it's come down to 6. Let's see. I would lean to the under 6.5 goals. Like I said, some places have gone down, it dropped down to 6. I'd still take the under. I like the under here. San Jose is only averaging barely 2 goals in this game. They're averaging barely 2 goals. Barely 2 goals they're getting. So you can play. One thing you can do, you can. I'd lean to the under, and I would look at Nashville over 3.5 goals. That's another thing you can look at. So Nashville over 3.5 goals, and you can bet the under 6.5 goals. I look at it both ways, because San Jose, like I said, they're having a hard time scoring on the road. I mean, they're barely. I mean, they scored 6 goals in Detroit on the road, and they scored 3 against Boston. But overall speaking, aside from those 2 games, they're just averaging 1 to 2 goals. They're barely getting 2 goals. So for me, again, Nashville team total over 3.5, or you can look at the full game under 6.5. That's the way. That's how I would play it. That's how I would play it. I'd play it like that. Next game, Washington at Edmonton. Total open up 5.5. Edmonton favored. Right now we're seeing a 6. Pinnacle has it at 6 right now. That's Washington at Edmonton. This one here. Last 10 meetings, 6-4 Edmonton, 5-4 to the over. First meeting of the season between these 2 teams. Washington against other opposition, 7-0-1-2 the last 7 games. So they won 5 straight. They won 4 in a row, 3-7 to the under. Washington has been doing it on defense. They're playing some very good defense. Washington. Edmonton 8-2 last 10, 4-6 to the under. They had won 4 in a row, but their streak ended at Vancouver. And now it's the first game back off a road trip, where they went 2-3 on the road trip. They're 3-2 to the over. In this game here, I would take Washington. Washington's won 4 straight games. They had won 2 games on the road in Ottawa and at Nashville. Edmonton has dominated them the last couple of games, so I see why they're favored. Now, if Washington is going to win this game, they have to do it on defense, because Edmonton, they've been putting up goals too. They've been scoring. These last few games are telling me they've been putting up goals, especially on the road. So Washington will have to do it on defense with their 3-game. Actually, they've gone under. Wow, Washington's gone under 6 straight games for unders. Unbelievable. 6 straight unders. They've done it, mainly at home though. I like this game here. I like the under here as well. Okay, I believe if they're going to be Edmonton, they got to play some defense. So I think that can carry over. They say defense carries over on the road. So I'm not sure if they'll win in Edmonton, maybe, but I like the under 5.5. I like even more plus 1.5 goals. I like that angle as well too. I think you keep it close. I think you keep it close in this game. I like that. I like that angle as well. I think you keep it very close. Wouldn't be surprised if they won, but I like that angle very much. Next game, Buffalo at Vancouver. Open up at 6. Vancouver favored. We're still seeing 6s, some 5.5s. So Buffalo, Vancouver. Last head-to-head, last 10 games, 7-3 Vancouver, 6-4 to the over. They did play early last year, November 29th in Buffalo. Total was 5.5. They went over, and Buffalo won 4-3 in overtime. Right now, last 10 games against other opposition, Buffalo 4-5-1, and over 6-2-2 last 10 games. So Buffalo on a 3-game road trip. They lost their first game to Seattle yesterday at Seattle, 6-4. Now they got to play Vancouver. Vancouver, last meeting was in Edmonton. They beat Edmonton 3-2 at home. They're basically 3-5-2 last 10, 4-6 to the under. Last 5 games, 2-3 to the under. This game basically is a pass. I have no opinion on this game. The sides totals nothing here. This game's a complete pass. No opinion on the game. Next game, Florida and Anaheim. This one is 5.5. It opened up. Sorry, let's see here. Yeah, open up 5.5. The total. Florida favored in this game. Right now it's still 5.5. Last 10 meetings between these two teams, Florida, Anaheim. 8-2 Florida, 3-6-1 to the under. They have played. Yeah, they did play a few days ago. They played in Florida, and the total was 6. It was under. Florida won 3-0. So this is the rematch basically. Florida right now 5-4-1 last 10, 4-6 to the under. Florida flip-flopping wins and losses. They've been inconsistent. Anaheim 3-5-1 last 10 games, 3-6-1 to the under. Anaheim coming off a 6-game road trip, 1-5 on the 6-game road trip. So 2-3-1 to the under on this road trip. So Anaheim off a road trip. No play on this game actually. I'm leaning towards. Let's see. No play on this game actually. Leaning towards Florida because Florida Anaheim off a road trip. It's not really a good recipe here. Don't like I said, I don't like backing teams coming off a long road trip, and 6 games is a long road trip. And you only have 3 days to recover, or 2 days to recover. Basically, 48 hours to recover after a 6-game road trip. Don't like backing teams in that situation, playing their first game at home off a road trip. So I like I'm gonna take Florida. Florida on the puck line. I'm playing a lot of puck lines these days. Like the puck line here. Florida by 2 goals, 1.5 goals. I like them here in this spot. Florida themselves, they're in a situation. I know they've been flip-flopping wins and losses. I understand that. We mentioned that earlier. But to me, they're in a situation that they've beaten Anaheim already 3 days ago. I believe they're capable of doing it again on the road. They beat New Jersey on the road in a low scoring game. Um, they've been playing a lot of lower scoring games for the month of January. I noticed that. The only one that went over was Philadelphia. But they've been winning a lot of these low scoring games on the road, in New Jersey, in Utah, lost at Colorado. Um, so that being said, I gotta look here. I'm gonna look at Florida. Florida's capable. They're pretty much they're playing tough on the road. I like what they're doing. I gotta take Florida and the puck line. Plus, I mean, minus 1.5 goals. I'm gonna go with that. I like that a lot. Like I said, Anaheim off a 6 game road trip, playing their first game back. Only 48 hours to rest. That's not good for me. I gotta take Florida here, and the puck line, 1.5. I like that angle. That's the angle I'm gonna take. I wouldn't talk you off of the under either because Florida, they've been playing some defensive hockey on the road, so I wouldn't talk you off an under either. But I like the puck line here, 1.5. All right, so that's it for the NBA picks, NBA picks, and the NHL picks. This is the analysis and the overview of these games. The leans, these are the leans. Some of these picks I gave you, there's a 90% chance I might get there with some of them that I've given. You'll know by this afternoon if I get there or not. For some of the plays and leans and looks and likes that I like for these games. So it's interesting to go over and mull over what we talked about with these games, and then this afternoon I'll give you the picks, my top plays and picks, NHL, NBA, and then we're gonna do a video this afternoon for college basketball video. So we'll go over picks analysis for that. And then my final picks will be later on, around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. You'll get those picks for everything. All right, so until then, their favorite follow, it's up to you. I just choose the games that I see fit, that I like. But until then, stay true to yourself, stay blessed. Good luck to you, whatever you do with favorite follow. Believe in yourself. Stay humble. Peace. See you this afternoon.